Winfrots.
Current directory is C. Program files, x86, Winfrots. Hit enter to scan this directory for supported games. Or escape to quit.
Zork 3. What's funny is I thought that it was going to be so slow, or so fast and so quick, that I was thinking of, do I want to do the Enchanter series too? And I'm like, nope, not. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. Nope. We're going to be done about 1, which is fine.
There are 0 entries in the list. What is the title of this new game? As in a dream, you see yourself tumbling down a great, dark staircase. All about you are shadowy images of struggles against fierce opponents and diabolical traps. These give way to another round of images, of imposing stone figures, a cool, clear lake, and, now, of an old, yet oddly youthful man. He turns toward you slowly, his long, silver hair dancing about him in a fresh breeze. You have reached the final test, my friend. You are proved clever and powerful, but this is not yet enough. Seek me when you feel yourself worthy. The dream dissolves around you as his last words echo through the void. Zork 3, The Dungeon Master. Copyright 1982 by Infocom, Inc. All rights reserved. Zork is a trademark of Infocom, Incorporated. Release 17/serial number 840,727. Endless stare. You are at the bottom of a seemingly endless stair, winding its way upward beyond your vision. An eerie light, coming from all around you, casts strange shadows on the walls. To the south is a dark and winding trail. Your old friend, the brass lantern, is at your feet. Endless stare score, 0 moves, 0. Take.
The music should be the same.
Take in. Endless stare score, 0 moves, 1.
Bing Cortana, Commander Root, Liz, Dean, Diaper, Joint Effort, Lurks, Silk Alive Doll, Silly Gnome 225, Violets TV, Violets TV. Thank you for standing by. I appreciate that. Things got a little weird there, but we're okay now. Alright, we are at the bottom. This one has a timed event, which means I've got to get one of the major portions of this done as soon as possible. Trying to remember exactly what. So Zork 3 is a very, very, very different game in that it only has 7 points. Those 7 points will determine the end of the game. It's actually very short, but very complicated. Things are good. Things are good. They're tolerable.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, that's what I
Endless
said
stare
too.
Score, 0 moves, 1. S. It is pitch black. Turn on. Turn on lamp. The lamp is now on. Junction. You are at the junction of a north-south passage and an east-west passage. To the north, you can make out the bottom of a stairway. The ways to the east and south are relatively cramped, but a wider trail leads to the west. Standing before you is a great rock. Embedded within it is an elvish sword. Take sword. The sword is deeply embedded within the rock. You can't even begin to budget. Junction score, 0 moves, 4.
I don't think I need the sword in this game. I think you can actually get by without it. But the real thing right now...
Creepy crawl. You are in a dark and quite creepy crawlway with passages leading to the north, east, south, and southwest. Creepy crawl score, 0 moves, 5.
Ooh, even better one too.
S. Foggy room. You are in a dank passage filled with a wispy fog. A spooky passageway leads north and a wider path heads off to the south. To the west, the path leaves the rock and enters an eerie, shadowy land. Foggy room score, 0 moves, 6. S. Lake shore. You are in a wide cavern on the north shore of a small lake. Some polished stone steps lead to the southeast and a sheer rock face prevents any movement around the lake to the southwest. The cavern is dimly lit from above. Lake shore score, 0 moves, 7. Type name of save game, and hit enter, 5. OK. Lake shore score, 0 moves, 7, S. If you really want to enter the lake, go in lake. The shock of entering the frigid water has made you drop all your possessions into the lake.
That's not a good thing.
You are floating on the surface of the lake. The water
I am very glad I didn't do that.
E. Documents, there are 1 entry, OK. Lake shore score, drop all. Dropped, go in lake. You are nearly paralyzed by the icy waters as you swim into the center of the lake. On the lake. You are floating on the surface of the lake. The water is ice cold and your ability to survive here for long is very questionable. A swim north puts you at your starting point. Conditions to the east are poor where the lake turns into swamp. The west and south shores are suitable for walking, however. W. Western shore. You are on the western shore of the lake. The ground here is quite hard, but a few sickly reeds manage to grow near the water's edge. The only path leads into the rock to the south. Western shore score, 1 moves, 10. S. Scenic vista. You are in a small chamber carved in the rock, with the sole exit to the north. Mounted on one wall is a table labeled Scenic Vista, whose featureless surface is angled toward you. One might believe that the table was used to indicate points of interest in the view from this spot, like those found in many parks. On the other hand, your surroundings are far from spacious and by no stretch of the imagination could this spot be considered scenic. An indicator above the table reads 3. Mounted on one wall is a flaming torch, which fills the room with a flickering light. Take torch. Take in. The indicator above the table flickers briefly, then changes to 4. Scenic Vista score, 1 moves, 12. Z. Time passes. Scenic Vista score, 1 moves, 16. Z. Time passes. The indicator above
I thought I got rid of all the NES music.
Scenic Vista score, 1 moves, 17. Z. Time passes. Scenic Vista score, 1 moves, Z. Time passes, touch. Touch table. You touch the table and are instantly transported to another place. Room 8. This is a small chamber carved out of the rock at the end of a short crawl. On the wall is crudely chiseled the number 8. The only apparent exit, to the east, seems to be a blur and a loud, whirring sound resounds through the rock. A spray can is in the corner. In large type is the legend Frabaz Magic Grew Repellent. Room Take repellent. Take in. Room 8 score, 2 moves, 24. Z. Time passes. You suddenly find yourself back in the viewing room. Scenic Vista score, 2 move, look. Scenic Vista. You are in a small chamber carved in the rock, with touch table. You touch the table and are instantly transported to another place. Damp passage. This is a particularly damp spot even by dungeon standards. You can see a crossroads to the west, and 2 nearly identical passages lead east and northeast. A stone channel, wide and deep, steeply descends into the room from the south. It is covered with moss and lichen, and is far too slippery to climb. The channel crosses the room, but the opening where it once continued north is now blocked by rubble. Damp path drop torch. Drop, spray, L. Repellent, on, spray repellent on me. The spray smells like a mixture of old socks and burning rubber. If I were a Gru I'd sure stay clear. N. Western shore. E. If you want to go in lake. The shock of entering the frigid water has made you drop all your possessions into the lake. S. Southern shore. You are on the south shore of the lake. Rock formations prevent movement to the west and thickening swamp to the east makes the going all but impossible. To the south, where the beach meets a rock formation, you can make out a dark passage sloping steeply upward into the rock. That horrible smell is much less pungent now. Southern shore score, S. It is pitch black. You are likely to be eaten by a Gru. S. It is pitch black. You are likely to be eaten by a grue. The ground continues to slope upwards away from the lake. You can barely detect a dim light from the east. Dark.
This is not appropriate
2
music
moves,
for the scene.
35, E. Key room. You are between some rock and a dark place. The room is lit dimly from above, revealing a lone, dark path sloping down to the west. To one side of the room is a large manhole cover. The light from above seems to be focused in the center of the room, where a single key is lying in the dust. Key room score. 2 move, take, T, take key. Take in, open manhole. The cover is moved a bit to one side, revealing a small hole leading into darkness. Key room score. 2 moves, 38, D. Aqueduct. You are in a wide stone channel, part of the water supply system for the Great Underground Empire. The source of water was a waterfall to the south, which has long since dried up. Water flowed along the aqueduct to the north. This region is lit from above, although the source of light is not apparent. Aqueduct score. 2 moves, 39. N. High arch. You are now on one of the tallest arches of the aqueduct, hundreds of feet above a rocky chasm. The immensity of the aqueduct project is apparent from here. Stone supports rise from the rock floor to form massive arches, which traverse the region from north to south. The water-carrying channel here is wide and deep. To the west and far below, you can make out a balcony which must command a wide view of the aqueduct. High arch score. 2 moves, 40. N. Water slide. You are near the northern end of this segment of the aqueduct system. To the south and slightly uphill, the bulk of the aqueduct looms ominously, towering above a gorge. To the north,
Good.
the water
So
channel
now that
drops
we're here,
precipitously and enters
there's
a
an
rocky hole.
earthquake that will happen later
The downwash
on,
lichen would certainly make the one-way
and
trip.
it will
Water slide score. 2 moves, 41.
It'll do a thing. There's an earthquake that happens, and what it does is it destroys the aqueduct. So that's actually a time thing that you have to do right away, because once if you don't do the aqueduct puzzle before the earthquake, the game's unsolvable.
N. Damp passage. There is a torch here. Take.
Plus, I have a torch, which means now I've got light, and I don't have to worry about
2
the
moves, 43.
lamp. Which reminds me.
Dead end. You have come to the end of 2 adjoining passages to the west and the northwest. Dead end score. 2 moves, 44. W. Damp passage. W. Junction. Standing before you is a great rock. Embedded within it is an elvish sword. Junction score. 2 moves, 46. S. 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 Lake shore. Take lamp. Turn off lamp.
Okay, so the whole southern puzzle is done. I can't get into the royal puzzle until the earthquake, which means the only puzzle left that I can work on right now is the Land of Shadow and the Flathead Ocean. So let's do those.
N. Endless stair. S. E. Damp passage. Damp passage score. 2 moves, 57. E. Dead end. W. Junction. W. Barren area. You are west of the junction, where the rock-bound passage widens out into a large, flat area. Although the land here is barren, you can see vegetation to the west. South of here is a mighty wall of stone, ancient and crumbling. To the southwest the wall has decayed enough to form an opening, through which seeps a thin mist. A trail dips sharply into rocky terrain to the northwest. Barren area score, 2 moves, 61. W. Cliff. This is a remarkable spot in the dungeon. Perhaps 200 feet above you is a gaping hole in the earth's surface through which pours bright sunshine. A few seedlings from the world above, nurtured by the sunlight.
Yes, it destroys the ramp, Dean.
Have grown into giant trees, making this a virtual oasis in the desert.
This is almost like the gazebo story they tell at RPG gaming, and except it's the ramp, and you know it's what the ramp is.
There is a jagged opening in the wall to the southwest, through which leaks a fine mist. The land to the east looks lifeless and barren. A rope is tied to one of the large trees here and is dangling over the side of the cliff, reaching down to the shelf below. It seems as if somebody has been here recently.
You missed it in Zork too. I actually faced a gazebo in there.
You catch
with a princess and a unicorn.
Some movement among the trees. Cliff score, 2 moves, 62.
Yeah, you can watch it on the VOD. My battle with the gazebo with a princess and a unicorn.
Take. S. Take bread. Take in. Cliff score, 2 moves, 63. Type name of save game, and hit enter. Escape to cancel. OK. D. Cliff ledge. This is a rock-strewn ledge near the base of a tall cliff. The bottom of the cliff is another 15 feet below. You have little hope of climbing up the cliff face, but you might be able to scramble down from here, though it's doubtful you could return. A long piece of rope is dangling down from the top of the cliff and is within your reach. A large chest, closed and locked, is lying among the boulders. Cliff ledge score A. Take. Take chest. Take in, open chest. The chest is locked and cannot be opened. You attempt the climb but slide back down. Grab rope. A short tug on the rope convinces you that it is securely fastened from above. At the edge of the cliff above you, a man appears. He looks down at you and speaks. Hello, down there. You seem to have a problem. Maybe I can help you. He chuckles in an unsettling sort of way. Perhaps if you tied that chest to the end of the rope I might be able to drag it up for you. Then, I'll be more than happy to help you up. He laughs again. Cliff ledge score.
So everything in this game
68,
is a
5.
test of your character in Zork 3. And if I remember right, I'm supposed to tie the chest to the rope as to prove trust.
Tie chest to rope. The chest is now tied to the rope. The man above you looks pleased. Now there's a good friend. Thank you very much, indeed. He pulls on the rope and the chest is lifted to the top of the cliff and out of sight. With a short laugh, he disappears. I'll be back in a short while, are his last words. Click Z. Time passes. Z. Time passes. Z. Time passes. A familiar voice calls down to you. Are you still there? He bellows with a coarse laugh. Well, then, grab onto the rope and we'll see what we can do. The rope grab. Grab rope. You grab securely onto the rope. The man starts to heave on the rope and within a few moments you arrive at the top of the cliff. The man removes the last few valuables from the chest and prepares to leave. You've been a good sport. Here, take this, for whatever good it is. I can't see that I'll be needing one. He hands you a plain wooden staff from the bottom of the chest and begins examining his valuables. The chest, open and empty, is at your feet. You are carrying a wooden staff, a piece of whey bread, a lamp, a torch, a strange key.
Okay.
Your friend examines his valuables with great pride. Cliff score, 3 moves, 82. Eat chest. I don't think that the chest would agree with you. Your friend, moving quickly, dodges behind some trees and is lost from sight. Cliff score, 3 moves, 83. D. Cliff base. You are at the base of a steep cliff. Directly above you is a wide ledge and far above that some natural sunlight can be seen. To the northeast is a steeply climbing path and the ground becomes sandy toward the south. Cliff base score, 3 moves, 85. S. Flathead Ocean. You are at the shore of an amazing underground sea, the topic of many a legend among adventurers. Few were known to have arrived at this spot, and fewer to return. There is a heavy surf and a breeze is blowing on shore. The land rises steeply to the east and quicksand prevents movement to the south. A thick mist covers the ocean and extends over the hills to the east. A path heads north along the beach. Flathead Ocean score, 3 moves, 86. Z. Time passes. Z. Time passes. Flathead Ocean score. Z. Time passes. Flathead Z. Time passes. Z. Time passes. Passing alongside the shore now is an old
This
boat,
one's for Raven.
reminiscent of an ancient Viking ship. Standing on the prow of the ship is an old and crusty sailor, peering out over the misty ocean. Flathead Ocean score. Hello. Hello, sailor. The seaman looks up and maneuvers the boat toward shore. He cries out, I have waited 3 ages for someone to say those words and save me from sailing this endless ocean. Please accept this gift. You may find it useful. He throws something which falls near you in the sand, then sails off toward the west, singing a lively, but somewhat uncouth, sailor song.
Is it about the
Flathead
kitties?
Ocean score, 3 moves.
The sea shanty about the
107.
kitties from Trailer Park Boys.
Look. Flathead Ocean. You are at the shore of an amazing underground sea, the topic of many a legend among adventurers. Few were known to have arrived at this spot, and fewer to return. Take vial. Look. A. K. L. Examine vial. It is a small, transparent vial which looks empty but is strangely heavy.
Okay,
Flathead
so
Ocean score. 3 moves. 110.
we've solved the on the lake puzzles. No, we haven't solved the on the lake puzzles. Let's do that one real quick.
N. Cliff face. E. You can't go that way. Cliff face. N-E. Hairpin loop. You are at a sharp turn on a narrow and steeply sloping path, strewn with boulders of various sizes. The path climbs sharply toward a desolate plain to the southeast. Southwest of here the path winds down to the base of a cliff. Hairpin loop score. SE. Barren area. Barren E. Junction. Standing before you is a great rock. S. Creepy crawl. S. Foggy room. S. Lake shore. SE. Aqueduct view. This is a small balcony carved into a near vertical cliff. To the east, stretching from north to south, stands a monumental aqueduct supported by mighty stone pillars, some of which are starting to crumble from age. You feel a sense of loss and sadness as you ponder this once proud structure and the failure of the empire which created this and other engineering marvels. Some stone steps lead up to the northwest. Aqueduct view score. NW. I. You are carrying. Drop. Drop all. Vial. Drop. In. Go in lake. You are nearly paralyzed by the icy waters as you swim into the center of the lake. On the lake. D. Underwater. You are below the surface of the lake. It turns out that the lake is quite shallow and the bottom is only a few feet below you. Considering the frigid temperature of the water, you should probably not plan an extended stay. Take all. Froboz's magic brew repellent, taken. You catch a brief glimpse of something shiny in the sand. Sand, you can't take that. Shiny object, the shiny object slips from your grasp and back onto the floor of the lake, where it is covered in sand. Plants and algae, you can't take that. Underwater score, you. On the lake. A giant rock, previously hidden among the rocks, is heading right toward you, its mouth gaping wide. And
No thanks.
Lake shore. There is drop all. Dropped. Lake shore score, 3 moves, 128.
Alright, so I believe, if I remember right, that getting the shiny object is just a matter of doing it.
Take lake. A valiant attempt. Lake shore score. Go in lake. D. Underwater. Take shiny.
Take the shiny.
Shiny object slips from your grasp and back onto the floor of the lake, where it is covered in sand. Out of the corner of your eye, a small, shiny object appears in the sand. A moment later, it is gone. G. The shiny object slips from your grasp and back onto the floor of the lake, where it is covered in sand. You catch a brief glimpse of something shiny in the sand. The icy waters are taking their toll. You will not be able to hold out much longer. You run out of air and return to the surface. On the lake. On the lake score, 3 move N. Lake shore. Go in lake. D. Underwater. Take object. The shiny object slips from your grasp and back onto the floor of the lake, where it is covered in sand. You catch a brief glimpse of something shiny in the sand. G. You reach the shiny object. It is a simple golden amulet. The icy waters are taking their toll. You will not be able to hold N. Lake shore.
And there's the
Froboz's
earthquake.
magic brew repellent here. There is a strange key here. There is a torch here. There is a lamp here. A piece of bread is on the ground here. There is a wooden staff here.
Alright,
There is
we
a
are
pile
going
here. There is a
to
great tremor from within the
go
earth.
straight
The entire dungeon
to
shakes
the
violently
royal
and loose
puzzle,
debris
which is
starts
the
to fall
hardest
from
puzzle in
above
the
you.
game.
Lake shore score, 3 moves, 139.
The one that basically we're just gonna copy paste the directions for it because it is an incredibly hard puzzle.
Take.
I remember back in the day when I had this, it took me almost a year to figure that puzzle out. And the way that I did it was with Legos, making a Lego map of the puzzle that it was. It is an incredibly hard puzzle. So basically what it is, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 8 grid where there are granite walls, there are sandstone walls, there are a few with ladders, and one with a get out of jail free port that lets you out of the puzzle. The problem is if you use the slot to get out, you can't win the game. You don't get all the points, you can't win it. But also, you can't see the map. Your point of view is the room that you're in on that 8x8 grid is the one that it dumps you in. And in order for you to solve the puzzle, you have to push the sandstone walls. The granite ones won't move. And by doing that, your point of view changes. You don't know where the walls with the ladders are. You don't know where the book you need to pick up is. And you don't know where the get out of puzzle free slot is. And you have to solve that puzzle based on just the descriptions that you see around you. And it is incredibly hard. It is diabolically hard. It is horrifyingly, massively hard. And I'm not going to spend a year on stream figuring that one out. Much like the Zelda streams, I'm going to use when I know the puzzles are going to be pretty rough, I'm going to essentially just take it. I'm gonna copy and paste the instructions. You'll see what happens when I get there.
Take all. Froboz's magic brew repellent, taken. Strange key, taken. Torch, taken. Lamp, taken. Piece of whey bread, taken. Wooden staff, taken. Vial, taken. Lakeshore score, 3 moves, 140. N. Foggy room, N. Creepy crawl, N. Junction, E. Damp passage, damp NE. Engravings room. You are in a room with passages heading southwest and southeast. The north wall is ornately carved, filled with strange runes and writing in an unfamiliar language. Engraving, read runes. The runes are in an ancient language. Some pictures, among the runes, depict flames, stone statues, and figures of old men. Engravings, read writings. I don't know the word writings. Read writing. I don't know the word writing. Engravings room score, 3 moves, 146. SE. Dead end. Dead end score, W. E. Dead end. Dead end score, 3 moves, E. You can't go that way, W. Junction. Drop all but torch. Vial, dropped. Wooden staff, dropped. Piece of whey bread, dropped. Lamp, dropped. Strange key, dropped. Froboz's magic brew repellent, dropped. Golden amulet, dropped. Junction score, 3 moves, 153. Examine amulet, examine amulet. I see nothing special about the golden amulet. Junction score, E. Damp passage. W. Junction, S. Creepy crawl, E. Tight squeeze. This is a very low and narrow passage leading east to west. Tight squeeze score, 3 moves, 158, E. Crystal grotto. This is a chamber of breathtaking beauty. Mighty stalagmites form structured shapes of rock, encrusted with crystalline formations. Phosphorescent mosses, fed by a trickle of water from some unseen source above, make the crystals glow and sparkle with every color of the rainbow. There is an opening to the west, and a man-made passage heads south. Crystal grotto score, S. Royal Hall. This is the north end of a large hall with a vaulted ceiling. A long, tiled hallway leads north through a tall arch. Although the origin or purpose of this room is unclear, there is a large rendering of the royal seal of Lord Dimwit Flathead carved on the wall. Royal Hall score, 3 moves, 160.
What's weird is I'm reading these or listening to these descriptions, and I'm seeing the images I saw when I first played this game in like 1982. Like, I have a very, very specific image in my head of what all these rooms look like, and I'm seeing them right now, some 40 years later.
S. Great door. This is the south end of a monumental hall, full of dust and debris from a recent earthquake. To the east is a great iron door, rusted shut. To its right, however, is a gaping cleft in the rock and behind, a cleared area. Great door score, 3 moves, 161. E. Museum entrance. This is the entrance to the Royal Museum, the finest and grandest in the Great Underground Empire. To the south, down a few steps, is the entrance to the Royal Puzzle, and to the east, through a stone door, is the Royal Jewel Collection. A wooden door to the north is open and leads to the Museum of Technology. To the west is a great iron door, rusted shut. To its left, however, is a cleft in the rock providing a western route away from the museum. Museum entrance score, 3 moves, 160.
Alright, here we go.
S. Royal Puzzle entrance. This is a small square room, in the middle of which is a perfectly round hole through which you can discern the floor some 10 feet below. The place under the hole is dark, but it appears to be completely enclosed in rock. In any event, it doesn't seem likely that you could climb back up. Exits are west end, up a few steps, north. Lying on the ground is a small note of some kind. Read note. Warning. The Royal Puzzle is quite dangerous and it is possible to become trapped within its confines. Please do not enter the puzzle after hours or when museum personnel are not present. The management. Royal Puzzle entrance score, 3 moves, 164.
If you ask me, that's a good sign that I should probably hit save right about now.
Type name of save game, and hit enter, escape to cancel. OK. Royal Puzzle entrance score, 3 moves, 164.
Bear with me here while I get the Invisiclues that I knew I was going to need back open. Oh, did something just happen? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was wondering what happened there. So my screen went kind of weird on OBS, but that's fine. Give me a second here. Invisiclues. Yeah, this is not easy. This is the first time I've actually... Not the first time, but the first time in this run that I've actually had to open up a walkthrough for this puzzle. For any puzzle. There it is. Okay. So this is what I was talking about. We're going to go down into the puzzle.
D. Room in a puzzle. You are in a small square room bounded to the north and west with marble walls and to the east and south with sandstone walls.
Now you can push the sandstone walls.
3 moves,
that's not a problem.
165.
You can absolutely do that. You can't push the marble walls. But that's all the description you get for this entire 8x8 grid. And as you push the walls, of course, that grid changes, so it's really hard to figure out. I wonder if I can just copy-paste. Will it let me?
Any.
Nope. Oh, it will!
Push east wall. SSSE push south wall. NNE. The wall slides forward and you follow it. The architecture of this region is getting complex, so that further descriptions will be diagrams of the immediate vicinity in a 3x3 grid. The walls here are rock, but of 2 different types, sandstone and marble. The following notations will be used. Equals your position, middle of grid. Equals marble wall. SS equals sandstone wall. Equals unknown, blocked by walls. Room in a puzzle. Plus plus. West plus. SS and east, plus SS plus. Room in a puzzle. Plus plus. West plus. SS and east.
This is going to be fun.
Plus. The wall slides forward and you follow it to this position. You hear a soft snap from behind the wall you were pushing. Room in a puzzle. Plus SS plus. West plus. Plus east. Plus MMSS plus. Room in a puzzle. Plus plus. West plus. SS and east. Plus plus. And W. There are 0 entries.
Ah!
W. W L W W U E E L H U O S U K B E K T. South wall. The wall slides forward and you follow it to this position. Room in a puzzle. Plus mm plus. West plus. SS and east. Plus SS. Plus. The center of the floor here is noticeably depressed.
Hello, the rest of us.
Pencils
Thanks for
inside
stopping
image of a
by.
dead and dusty book. Room in a puzzle score. 4 moves. 173.
So there's the middle part of Zork 3. This puzzle, I don't know how much you heard. This is one of the most complex puzzles in any Infocom game, and I'm cheating the heck out of it. Because it's just... Holy cow.
NW.
Thankfully, I can just copy and paste the solution from someone else.
Take book. Push south wall. ENE push west wall. SWNW. Take in. The wall slides forward and you follow it to this position.
Yeah, it's tougher than I remember it, but thankfully I played it so often as a kid that I still remembered most of the solutions. But the royal puzzle is so hard. It's not worth trying to figure it out on a stream. So I'm doing the same thing I did with Zelda, which is use a walkthrough for the really tough ones.
West plus.
Because I remember when I tried to figure this puzzle out when I was a kid, it took me almost a year to figure it out.
4 moves, 180. N. NE push south wall. SW push east wall. NE push south wall. NWNN. Room in a puzzle. Plus MMSS plus. West plus. MM and east. Plus MM plus. West plus. Plus east. Plus SS plus. The wall slides forward and you follow it to this position. Room in a puzzle. Plus plus. West plus. Plus east. Plus SS. There is a ladder here, firmly attached to the east wall. Room in a puzzle score. NW. N push east wall. SWSSENE West plus. Plus.
I don't think we need to have
plus. Room in a puzzle.
Microsoft,
Push.
whatever her name is, do
South.
all that. Push south wall.
Push south wall. The wall slides forward and you follow it to this position. Room in a puzzle. Plus SS plus. West and MM. Plus east. NE. Again. WNWNW push south wall. SESESENE. The wall plus MM plus. West and MM. Plus east. Plus. Room in a puzzle score. 4 moves.
Oof.
208. Push. West. Push west wall. The wall slides forward and you follow it to this position. Room in a puzzle. Plus MM plus. West and SS. Plus east. Plus plus. The center of the floor here is noticeably depressed. Room up. Again.
That should do it.
SW push north wall.
If not, we get to do this
Again.
all over again.
The wall slides forward and
Yes!
you follow it to this position. Room in a puzzle. Plus SS. Plus. West plus. MM and east. Plus SS plus. Room in a puzzle. Plus. MM. Plus.
Alright, cool.
West
So
and
the royal puzzle is
MM
done.
and east.
So
Plus
that
MM
means
In the
we've
ceiling above
done
you
the
is a
lake
large
puzzle
circular
is
opening.
done, the
There
aqueduct
is a
puzzle
ladder
is
here,
done,
firmly attached to the east wall.
the
help of the
royal
ladder,
puzzle
you
is
exit the puzzle.
done,
Royal puzzle entrance.
the ocean
Lying
puzzle
on the
is
ground
done.
is a
We're
small room of
almost
some
through with the
kind.
game at this point. It's
Royal
pretty
puzzle entrance
quick.
score. 4 moves.
Out of 7 points, I've
216.
got 4.
Take all. Whole. An interesting idea. Warning note, taken. Royal puzzle entrance score. 4 moves. 2 N. Muse E. The stone
And
gate is closed.
by the way,
Museum entrance score.
rest of
4
us,
moves.
number
219.
1, he's got a great stream. Go watch it. They've got a great stream. Both of them. Go watch it. Secondly, if there's anything that you want me to do in this Zork game, let me know and I'll do it. As long as I know that it doesn't end my game. And if you want me to re-look at stuff, because I've got it on brief, just let me know and I'll do a look so you can see what it's all about. Where am I? Museum entrance. Open door.
Open door. Which door do you mean? The iron door, the stone door, or the wooden door? Museum entrance score.
That's a
4
good
moves.
question.
Look. Music E. O.
South. I want the west door. To the south, east, north.
W. Great door. N. Royal Hall. Royal Hall score. N. Crystal Grotto. Crystal E. N. You can't go that way.
Oh.
Crystal W. Type W. N. Junction.
There we go.
There is a gold take all.
If I take
Golden
everything,
amulet.
I still only
You
have
are now
4
wearing the
points.
golden amulet. Froboz's magic brew repellent. Taken. Strange key. Drop. Repellent. Repellent.
I still need the
Repellent.
key, don't need the lamp.
T A L L P E R.
Let me start over. I don't need the repellent. I need the key. I don't need the lamp anymore.
Lamp.
Need the whey bread. Need the staff. I don't need the vial yet. Don't worry about the rock. Don't worry about the
Rock
sword.
repellent. You are
Okay.
carrying
3 more
a wooden
points.
staff, a piece of whey bread, a strange key, a golden amulet being worn, a warning note, a very ancient book, a torch. Junction score 4 moves 231.
Alright, so we should probably do the time travel test next.
Read book. The book is written in a strong and elegant hand and is full of strange and wondrous pictures. The text is in a tongue unknown to you and is penned in many colors. Some of the words seem to change color as you read them. The book itself is very old and the pages dry and brittle. Junction score 4 moves 232.
Time is at 11:30, so
Save.
move.
0 1 1. Type name of save game and hit enter. Escape to cancel. Okay.
Alright, from the junction,
Junction
south to the creepy
S.
call, east to the tight squeeze, east to the crystal grotto, south to the royal hall, south to the
S.
great door, and east to the museum
SE,
entrance.
SE. Creepy crawl. Tight squeeze. Crystal grotto. Royal hall. Great door. Museum entrance. Museum entrance score 4 move equals. Look. Museum entrance. This is the entrance to the Royal Museum, the finest and grandest in the great underground empire. To the south, down a few steps, is the entrance to the Royal.
Oh, the note that I picked up, it basically said don't get trapped in the puzzle
A wooden door to the
unless
south opens to the museum
after
entrance.
hours or when
To
museum
the west is a
employees
great
aren't
iron door.
present, you can
Left
get
is
stuck
shut.
in there.
To its left, however, is a cleft in the rock providing a western route away from the museum. Museum entrance score 4 moves 239.
Yeah, that note basically was a warning that you can get stuck in the puzzle. Don't enter it when it's closed or when there's no employees around. Basically a warning saying this is a really tough puzzle.
N. Technology Museum. This is a large hall which hosted the technological exhibits of the great underground empire. A door to the south is open. Directly in front of you is a large golden machine, which has a seat with a console in front. On the console is a single button and a dial connected to a 3-digit display which reads 948. The machine is surprisingly shiny and shows few signs of age. A strange gray machine, shaped somewhat like a clothes dryer, is on one side of the room. On the other side of the hall is a powerful-looking black machine, a tight tangle of wires, pipes, and motors. A plaque is mounted near the door. The writing is faded, however, and cannot be made out clearly. The two machines seem to be in bad shape, rusting in many spots. Technology music read. Read plaque. The words cannot be made out. S. Music L. E. The stone door is closed. Open. Stone. Open stone door. E. Jewel room. You are in a high-ceilinged chamber in the middle of which sits a tall, round steel cage, which is securely locked. In the middle of the cage is a pedestal on which sit the crown jewels of the great underground empire, a scepter, a jeweled knife, and a golden ring. A small bronze plaque, now tarnished, is on the cage. Jewel room read. Read placa. Read
placa.
W. Read plaque. Crown jewels. Presented to the Royal Museum. By His Gracious Lord. Dimwit Flathead. Dedicated. Asterisk 777 Q asterisk. Jewel room score 4 moves 246. W. Museum entrance. Museum entrance score, 4 moves, 247. N. Technology Museum. Directly in front of you is a large golden machine, which has a seat with a console in front, in gold. Sit in gold machine. You are now in the gold machine. Technology set, F, dial, to 776. Set dial to 776. The dial is set to 776. Press button. You experience a brief period of disorientation. When your vision returns, your surroundings appear to have changed.
This is going a lot
Outside the
faster
door, you
than
hear
when
the
I play
sounds of
Zelda.
guards talking. You notice that everything you were holding is gone. Technology Museum score, 5 moves, 252. Listen to guards. The voices are muffled by the door which, fortunately for you, separates you. They seem to be in heated debate on the topic of the banishment of the Wizard of Frobos. Z. Time passes. Z. Time passes. Technology Museum score, 5 moves. Z. Time passes. You hear, from outside the door, guards marching away, their voices fading. After a few moments, a booming crash signals the close of what must be a tremendous door. Then there is silence. Open door. Get out. Out the gold machine. You are on your own feet again. Technology Museum score, 5 move. S. The wooden door open wooden door. S. Museum entrance. This appears to be an unfinished entranceway to the Royal Museum. There are doors to the east and north, and a blind stairway to the south. A heavy iron door to the west is closed and locked. Museum entrance score, 5 moves, 2 E. The stone door is closed. Museum open stone door. The door is locked, probably by the guards on their way out. Open door with.
Oh, I don't have the key.
H W O N O.
I don't have the key because it disappeared on me. Or do I? Yeah.
You are empty-handed. Museum entrance score, 5 moves, 272.
Huh. What do I do? Oh, I know what it was.
Look. Museum entrance. S. The stairs end blindly to the south. Museum entrance score. N. L. Look. Technology Museum. You are in a large.
Okay, so what I have to do, if I remember
intended
right,
to be a part of the Royal Museum. A strange
is
gray machine,
push the
shaped
gold
somewhat like a
machine
closed
into
gyre,
the jewel
is on one
room.
side of the room. On the other side of the hall is a powerful-looking black machine, a tight tangle of wires, pipes, and motors. A plaque is mounted near the door. The gray machine, it turns out, is a Frobos magic pressurizer, used in the coal mines of the Empire. The black machine is a Frobos magic room spinner. The golden machine is referred to as a temporizer. All are non-working models donated by Frobosico President John D. Flathead. Directly in front of you is a large golden machine, which has a seat with a console in front. On the console is a single button and a dial connected to a 3-digit display which reads 776. The machine is surprisingly
What's a Kixie
shiny and shows
Whimsy?
few signs of age. Technology Museum score, 5 moves, 203. Read plaque. The plaque merely identifies the machines and names their donor. They are non-working models of existing state-of-the-art machinery. Z. Time passes. You start to feel lightheaded and, before you can even think, push gold machine, push gold push B and push gold machine south.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of hold. Get out of gold. There seems to be get out of gold, get out of gold machine.
There.
You are push gold machine south. Open door. Push gold machine.
There we
south.
go.
Museum entrance. With some effort, you push the machine into the room with you. Push gold H-O-S. Push gold machine east. Open stone door.
This thing is really, really
Open
big on
stone
making
door.
you open the doors.
Push gold machine east.
There we go.
Jewel room. With some effort, you push the machine into the room with you. Look. Jewel room. You are in a high-ceilinged chamber in the middle of which sits a tall, round steel cage, which is securely locked. In the middle of the cage is a pedestal on which sit the crown jewels of the great underground empire, a scepter, a jeweled knife, and a golden ring. A small bronze plaque, now tarnished, is on the cage. Directly in front of you is a large golden machine, which has a seat with a console in front. On the console is a single button and a dial connected to a 3-digit display which reads 948. The machine is surprisingly shiny and shows few signs of age. Jewel room score, 5 moves, 308. Get in gold machine. You are now in the gold machine.
You are now in the gold machine.
Jewel
Oh, I'm
room
at score 5.
5 moves,
Got 2 more points.
309.
I seem to remember this. There's the Land of Shadow puzzle that I haven't gone to yet, and then there's the Waybread puzzle, which is just incredibly easy to fix. Set dial to 776.
Set dial to 776.
Press button.
Press button. You experience a brief period of disorientation. When your vision returns, your surroundings appear to have changed. From outside the door you hear the sounds of guards talking. You notice that the golden machine has disappeared.
Did I fall to
Jewel
the
room
floor?
score, 5 moves, 312. Look. Jewel room. You are in a high-ceilinged chamber, in the center of which is a pedestal which is the intended home of the crown jewels of the great underground empire, a jeweled knife, a golden ring, and the royal scepter. The room is, by appearances, unfinished. Through the door you can hear voices which, from their sound, belong to military or police personnel. Jewel room take ring. You are now wearing the golden ring. Jewel room score, Z. Time passes, Z. Time passes. Open door. The door is now open. W, N. The wooden door is closed. Music open wooden door, look. Museum entrance. This, N. Technology museum. A strange gray machine, shaped somewhat like a clothes dryer, is on one side of the room. On the other side of the hall is a powerful-looking black machine, a tight tangle of wires, pipes, and motors. A plaque is mounted near the door. The gray machine, it turns out, is a Frobozz magic pressurizer, used in the coal mines of the Empire. The black machine is a Frobozz magic room spinner. The golden machine is referred to as a temporizer. All are non-working models donated by Frobozzico President John D. Flathead. Directly in front of you is a large golden machine, which has a seat with a console in front. Examine gold machine. The machine consists of a seat and a console containing one small button and a dial connected to a display which reads 776. Ring under a seat.
There we go.
The ring is concealed underneath the seat. Technology museum score, 5 moves, 327. Z. S. Museum E. Read plaque. You can't see any plaque here. Jewel room score W. Read plaque. Look. Museum entrance. Well. This appears to be an unfinished entranceway to the Royal Museum. There are doors to the east and north, and a blind stairway to the south.
Sorry, this one's a little quieter than my usual streams, but she does a lot of talking.
Museum entrance score. Z. Time passes. You start to feel lightheaded and... look. Jewel room.
Let's see if the plaque changed.
Read plaque. The plaque explains that this room was to be the home of the crown jewels of the great underground empire. However, following the unexplained disappearance of a priceless ring during the final stages of construction, Lord Flathead decided to place the remaining jewels in a safer location. Interestingly enough, He distrusted museum security enough to place his prized Posse Zion, an incredibly gaudy
Posse
crown,
Zion.
within a locked safe in a volcano specifically hollowed out for that purpose.
And I got the crown in Zork too.
5 moves, 361, W. The stone door is closed, open, open door, W, M, N. The wooden door open, wooden, open wooden
Yeesh.
door. The wooden door opens. N. Technology Museum. A strange gray machine, shaped somewhat like a clothes-draped look. Look under seat. You
There
find
we go.
ring under the seat. Take all.
5 out of 7
Bolted to the
points.
wall. Gray machine, it's massive and cannot even be moved. Black machine, it's massive and cannot even be moved. Gold machine, the machine must weigh hundreds of pounds and cannot be carried. Button, a valiant attempt. Dial, an interesting idea. See, you can't be serious. Torch, taken. Very ancient book, taken. Warning note, taken. Golden amulet, you are now wearing the golden amulet. Strange key, taken. Piece of whey bread, taken. Wooden staff, taken.
Alright, we got
Technology
everything.
Museum score, 5 moves, 369.
Alright,
You are carrying a wooden staff. A piece
so
of whey
that's
bread, a
still
strange
leaves
key, a golden amulet,
the Land
a
of
warning,
Shadow and the
warning
Way
note,
Bread.
a very ancient book. A torch.
So the Way Bread will give me
A
1
golden
point,
ring,
that's 6, and then the
being
Land
one.
of Shadow, which I don't
Technology
remember
Museum
exactly
score,
what the...
5 moves,
I don't remember
370.
what that puzzle is. And I don't think the Way Bread happens until you get 6 points, so...
E. W. You can S. Museum entrance. Museum W. Great door. Great door score, 5 moves, 374.
Oh, that's all good.
N.
Royal Hall,
N.
Crystal Grotto,
Crystal Grotto. W.
Tight Squeeze,
Squeeze,
Crit
W.
Crawl.
N. Junction. There is a vial here. Take. Take all. Vial, taken.
Still can't take the
Lamp,
sword.
taken. Frabaz magic brew repellent, taken. E. Damp passage. N-E. Engraved look. Engravings room. You are in a room.
I
with
think this
passages
is
heading
this is
southwest
where
and
that
southeast.
last this is where the
North
Way
Wall
Bread
is
thing
going to be hard.
happens.
SW. Damp passage. W. Junction. W. Barren area.
I don't remember
area
what the
score,
puzzle is for the
5
Land of
moves,
Shadow, though.
386.
I don't remember what it is, period. I guess we can just jump in and find out.
E. Junction. Standing before you is a great rock. Embed W.
Barren area southwest.
Barren area score, 5 moves, 388, SW. Land of Shadow. You are in a shadowy land of low, rolling hills stretching out to the west and south. The land is bordered to the north by a massive stone wall. Ancient and weathered, the wall has crumbled enough at one point to permit passage. You can hear quiet footsteps nearby. Land of Shadow score, 5 moves, 389. W. Land of Shadow. You are standing atop a steep cliff, looking west over a vast ocean. Far below, the surf pounds at a sandy beach. To the south and east are rolling hills filled with eerie shadows. A path cut into the face of the cliff descends toward the beach. To the north is a tall stone wall, which ends at the cliff edge. It was obviously built long ago, and directly north is a spot where you could climb over the rubble of the decaying wall. Land of Shadow score, 5 moves, 390. S. Land of Shadow. You are in a land of dark shadows and shallow hills, which stretch out in all directions. To the west, the land dips sharply. Land of Shadow score, 5 moves, 391.
I don't remember what this puzzle is all
Land of
about.
Shadow. You are in a dark and shadowy land. All around you are gentle hills and eerie shadows. Far above, shrouded in mist, you can barely make out the ceiling of the enormous cavern that spans this entire land. You can hear quiet footsteps nearby. Land of Shadow score, 5 moves, 392, E. Land of Shadow. You are at the eastern end of a dark, featureless landscape of shallow hills. Paths to the east and southeast re-enter the rock. You can hear quiet footsteps nearby. Land of Shadow score, 5 moves, 393, SW. Land of Shadow. You are in an ominously dark land of rolling hills. The ground becomes softer to the south. Through the shadows, a cloaked and hooded figure appears before you, blocking the northern exit from the room and carrying a brightly glowing sword. From nowhere, the sword from the junction appears in your hand.
I don't remember if I'm
glowing.
supposed to kill him or not.
Land of Shadow score. Save. Type name of save game, and hit enter. Escape to cancel. OK. Land of Shadow score. 6 move A. Look at K E C L C. Look at fewer. I don't know the word fewer. Land of Shadow score. K. Look at figure. There is nothing special to be seen. Attack. Attack figure. With the sword. A good slash, but it misses by a mile. You dodge as the hooded figure comes in low. G. The hooded figure is hit with a quick slash. The figure has a light wound which hasn't affected its seemingly great strength. The hooded figure stabs nonchalantly with its sword and misses. Land G. A quick stroke, but the hooded figure is on guard. The hooded figure catches you off guard and wounds you. Land of Shadow score. 7 move G. A good slash, but it misses by a mile. The hooded figure thrusts, but you fight back and send it flying to the ground. G. A good stroke, but it's too slow. The hooded figure catches you off guard and wounds you.
I don't think I think it's one of those things where I get close to killing him, but then I'm not supposed to kill him.
A sharp thrust and the hooded figure is badly wounded. The figure is hurt, and its strength appears to be fading.
I've got all 7th score already.
But its weakened state prevents hitting you. Land of Shadow score. 7 moves. 401. G. A quick stroke catches the hooded figure off guard. Blood trickles down the figure's arm. The figure appears to be badly hurt and defenseless. The hooded figure attempts a thrust, but its weakened state prevents hitting you. Land of Shadow score. 7 moves. 402.
I think when it says defenseless, I'm supposed to let him go.
Z. Time passes. The hooded figure attempts a thrust, but it's help. Help figure.
No.
I don't know the word help. Land of Shadow score. G. Your opponent blocks your attack with its sword. The hooded figure attempts a thrust, but its weakened state prevents G. A quick stroke, but the hooded figure is on guard. The hooded figure attempts a thrust, but its weakened state prevents hitting you. Land of Shadow score. 7 moves. 405. G. The hooded figure is hit with a quick slash. The figure appears to be badly hurt and defenseless. The hooded figure attempts a thrust, but its weakened state prevents hitting you. Land of Shadow score. 7 moves. 406.
Looking through the book real quick to see if there's anything specific, because I seem to remember I'm supposed to let him go. I don't want to kill him if I don't have to. And it's not in the hint book. Alright.
G. The hooded figure, fatally wounded, slumps to the ground. It gazes up at you once.
See, that's just it. It's not supposed to...
Before you can react, the figure vanishes in a cloud of fetid vapor. Land of Shadow score. 7 moves. 407.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was. Let's try that again.
Current directory is E. Documents, Virtual Machines, and Directories. DOSBox. There are 5 entries in the list. 1,145.
Yeah. I think maybe I'm supposed to talk with it or something. I don't remember.
394.
Let's find out real quick. One second. Land of Shadow. Attack the figure repeatedly, but don't kid it. If you're getting hit a lot, leave the room. Oh, take its hood and cloak. Okay. You're just supposed to take its cloak. Got it. That's actually not in the hint book either. I know I had to do something, I just didn't know what.
Attack. Attack figure. With the sword. Your move G. A good stroke, but it's too slow. You are wounded by a lightning thrust. Land of Shadow score. 7 move G. The hooded figure is hit with a quick slash. The figure has a light wound which hasn't affected its seemingly great strength. The hooded figure stabs nonchalantly G. A sharp thrust and the hooded figure is badly wounded. The figure is hurt, and it's G. The hooded figure is hit with a
I feel bad. That's like the I knew that I was going to have to look at a walkthrough for the royal puzzle, but I had to look at a walkthrough for the Land of Shadow because I couldn't remember what it was. Zork 3 is the one I've played the least.
G. Your opponent blocks your attack with its sword. The hooded figure attempts a thrust, but its weakened state prevents hitting you. G. Your opponent blocks your attack with its sword. The hooded figure attempts a thrust, but its weakened state prevents hitting you. Land of Shadow score, Sep G. The hooded figure slumps to the ground. It gazes
You didn't
at
give... Oh, I missed the badly hurt and defenseless.
and sorrowful eyes. Before you can current directory
I got too busy.
There are 5 entries in the list.
I was too busy talking.
145. Okay. Land, pay, attack. Attack figure.
Ah,
the sword.
My
The
bad.
sharp thrust and the hooded G.
I actually have to read these things, Jen.
The hooded figure is hit with a quick slash. G. A good slash, but it misses by a mile. G. A good parry. Take cloak.
There we go.
The cloak is fastened around the neck of the hooded figure. It would be difficult to remove. Take hood.
There we
You
go.
slowly remove the hood from your badly wounded opponent and recoil in horror at the sight of your own face, weary and wounded. A faint smile comes to the lips and then the face starts to change, very slowly, into that of an old, wizened person. The image fades and with it the body of your hooded opponent. The cloak remains on the ground. Land of Shadow score, 7 moves.
Okay, that's all the puzzles except for the last puzzle. Or last 2 puzzles. Last 3 puzzles. But they are all...
E. Land E. Creepy crawl.
They're all,
I. You are carrying a hood.
They're all part of the,
A sword. A Froboz's magic glue repellent.
They're all part of the,
A vial.
I can't talk.
A wooden staff.
It's late. They're all part of the final puzzle.
A strange key. A golden amulet, being worn. A warning note. A very ancient book. Read note.
There's the notes, Silk Alive doll.
The royal puzzle is quite dangerous and it is possible to become trapped within its confines. Please do not enter the puzzle after hours or when museum personnel are not present. The management. Junction score, 7 moves, 406.
Alright, last one.
E. Damp passage. N.E. Engravings room, look. Engravings room.
I will be right
You are in a
back.
room with passages heading southwest and southeast. The north wall is ornately carved, filled with strange runes and writing in an unfamiliar language. Engravings room score, 7 moves, 409.
I had to go grab some snackies. We're almost done. I have to wait for the old man to show up in this room. I think it's in this room.
Z.
You wait for him.
Z. Time passes.
He's supposed to show up and then
Engravings
point
room
out
score,
where
7 moves,
the door is on the north.
437.
There's supposed to be a guy around here that I'm supposed to
You are in a
feed.
room with passages heading southwest and southeast. You are carrying a hood, being worn. A sword. A Froboz's magic glue repellent.
Do you remember if the
lamp.
cloak and the hood were
A
two
vial.
different things?
A wooden staff. A piece of whey bread. SW. Damp passage. W. Junction. Standing. W. Barren area. W. Cliff. W. You can't go that way. Cliff score, 7 moves, 444. SW. Land of Shadow.
Well, it should still be here.
Land of Shadow. Land of Shadow score. E. S. E. Land of Shadow. W. Land of Shadow. W. Land of Shadow. S. Land of Shadow. You are near the southern end of the Land of Shadow. The ground here is soft and spongy, and it becomes quicksand to the south. North and east of here are gentle, rolling hills. A gentle sea breeze wafts over a steeply sloping path to the west. Land E.
Yep, that's what it was.
Take.
You're
Take
right.
Cloak. Oh, no. The sword slips from your arms while taking the cloak and both tumble to the ground. Take cloak. Oh, no. The Froboz's magic brew repellent slips from your arms while taking the cloak. Drop all. Take cloak. You are now wearing the cloak. Land of Shadows. Take.
That's probably what it was.
Take hood. You are now wearing the hood. Land of Shadows. Take. L. E.
I don't need the lamp. Oh no, I should probably take the lamp.
Take in. Take vial. Take in. Take. Wooden. Take wooden staff.
If you notice,
Land of Shadows.
I'm basically dressing up like the dungeon master in this game, who's shown up a couple of times. I like that.
Take bread. Take in. Land of Shadows. Look. Take. Ring. Torch. Book. Amulet. Key. Take ring. Torch. Book. Amulet. Key. Sword. Golden ring. You are now wearing the golden ring. I. You are L. Land of Shadow. Take all. Warning note. Oh, no. The strange key slips from your arms while taking the warning note and both tumble to the ground. Dropped. Froboz's magic brew repellent. Taken. Land of take key. Oh, no. The sword slips from your arms while taking the strange key and both tumble to the ground. Drop note. You're not take key. Take in. Land of Shadow score I. You are
so I should have everything, yeah.
A strange key.
Okay.
A Froboz's
we don't need
magic
the note.
Repellent. A golden amulet.
Thanks for that. I didn't realize that the cloak and the hood were going to be the same thing.
Land of Shadow score 7 move E. Creepy crawl.
Alright, north.
Junction
east.
Damp passage NE. Engravings room. Look. Engravings room. You are in a room with passages heading southwest and southeast. The north wall is ornately carved, filled N. You can't go that way. SE. W. Damp passage. Damp passage.
How do you get the old man to show up?
478.
The one I'm supposed to feed the way bread. Or is he over by the cliffs?
W. Barren area. W. Cliff. W. You can't go that way. D. Cliff face. Cliff face score 7 moves. 485.
Okay. I looked through the walkthrough, which I didn't want to do, but we were in the right spot, so I'm going to count it.
Junction.
Basically, you have to go into the engravings room over and over and over again until he shows up.
Engravings room. Look. Engravings room. SE. NW. Engrave SE. Dead end. NW. Engravings room. SE. NW. Engravings room. Engravings room score 7 moves. 497.
I have all 7 points. Why aren't you there?
SE. Me. There was no NW.
There he
Engravings
is.
room. An old and wizened man is huddled, asleep, in the corner. He is snoring loudly. From his appearance, he is weak and frail. Engravings room score 7 moves. 499.
Thank you.
Wake man. The old man is roused to consciousness. He peers at you through eyes which appear much younger and stronger than his frail body and waits, as if expecting something to happen. Engravings room score 7 moves, 500. Give bread. Give bread to man. He looks up at you and takes the way bread from you. Slowly, he eats the bread and pauses when he is finished. He starts to speak, perhaps what you seek is through there. He points at the carved wall to the north, where you now notice the bare outline of a secret door. When you turn back to the old man, you notice that he has gone.
Okay, this is where it gets rough.
7 moves, 501.
Let's save the game.
Type name of save game, and hit enter. Escape to cancel. OK. Engravings room score, 7 moves, 501, and... You can't go that way, north. You can't go that way. Engravings room score, 7 moves, 500. Open. Secret. Open secret door. The massive stone door opens noiselessly. Beyond the one secret door are dark, forbidding stairs that lead down to a passage below. Dim light, as from torches, can be seen in the passage. Engravings room score, 7 moves, 504. N. Button room. You are standing at the southern end of a long, dimly lit hall. To the south, stairs ascend into darkness. To the north the corridor is illuminated by torches set high in the walls, out of reach. On one wall is a red button. Button room score, 7 moves, 505. N. Beam room. You are in the middle of a long north-south corridor whose walls are polished stone. A narrow red beam of light crosses the room at the north end, inches above the floor. The corridor
I don't remember what the
south.
beam does.
Beam room score, 7 moves, 506, N. Hallway. This is a part of the long hallway. The east and west walls are dressed stone. In the center of the hall is a shallow stone channel. In the center of the room the channel widens into a large hole around which is engraved a compass rose. The hallway continues to the south. A large mirror fills the north side of the hallway. Hallway score, 7 moves, 507.
I seem to remember I'm supposed to do something with the beam.
Room. S. Button room. But E, R, E. S, S. Press. Press button. Click.
Sure enough, goes click.
Button room score, N. Beam room, look. Beam room. You are in the middle of a long north-south corridor whose walls are polished stone. A narrow red beam of light crosses the room at the north end, inches above the floor. You are carrying a strange key. Block beam with block beam with repellent. The S. Button room. Press button.
Click snap.
Click.
Awesome.
Snap. Button room score, 7 moves, 500 N. Beam room. There is a Frabaz magic brew repellent here. Beam room score, N. Hallway. This is a part of the long hallway. The east and west walls are dressed stone. In the center of the hall is a shallow stone channel. In the center of the room the channel widens into a large hole around which is engraved a compass rose. The hallway continues to the south. A large mirror fills the north side of the hallway. The mirror is mounted on a panel which has been opened outward.
Okay, there
Hallway
are
score,
5
7
hallways if I
moves,
remember right.
518.
What did it say? Large mirror open.
North.
There we go.
Inside mirror. You are inside a rectangular box of wood whose structure is rather complicated. 4 sides and the roof are filled in, and the floor is open. As you face the side opposite the entrance, 2 short sides of carved and polished wood are to your left and right. The left panel is mahogany, the right pine. The wall you face is red on its left half and black on its right. On the entrance side, the wall is white opposite the red part of the wall it faces, and yellow opposite the black section. The painted walls are at least twice the length of the unpainted ones. The ceiling is painted blue. In the floor is a stone channel about 6 inches wide and a foot deep. The channel is oriented in a north-south direction. In the exact center of the room the channel widens into a circular depression perhaps 2 feet
This is
long.
another tough puzzle.
Incised in the stone around this area is a compass rose. Running from one short wall to the other at about waist height is a wooden bar, carefully carved and drilled. This bar is pierced in 2 places. The first hole is in the center of the bar, and thus the center of the room. The second is at the left end of the room, as you face opposite the entrance. Through each hole runs a wooden pole. The pole at the left end of the bar is short, extending about a foot above the bar, and ends in a hand grip. The pole has been dropped into a hole carved in the stone floor. The long pole at the center of the bar extends from the ceiling through the bar to the circular area in the stone channel. This bottom end of the pole has a T-bar a bit less than 2 feet long attached to it, and on the T-bar is carved an arrow. The arrow and T-bar are pointing west. Inside mirror score, 7 moves, 519.
Okay, this is where... This is actually a pretty tough puzzle. What's going on here is in this hallway, there are two guardians that are exactly alike. And if you go down this hallway and put something in between them, they will attack what's ever in between. You can't get through it. The idea is to turn this box so that the mirrors are on either side of the hallway and those statues always see you. It's a bit of a tough puzzle because the actual machinery of it is a little complicated. Let's see if I can do this. I seem to remember I need to raise the bar.
Raise bar. Which bar do you mean? The T-bar or the wooden bar?
Raise the T-bar.
Raise T-bar. I don't know the word T. Inside mirror score. Raise T-bar. R. Raise T-bar. Playing in this way with the T-bar has no effect. Raise wooden bar. Playing in this way with the wooden bar isn't no push. Black. Push black wall. The structure shakes slightly but doesn't move. The mirror quietly swings shut. Inside mirror score. 7 moves. 522. Raise pole. Which pole do you mean? The short pole or the long pole? Short. The pole is now slightly above the floor. Push. Black. Push black wall.
There we go.
The structure rotates counterclockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now indicates southwest. Inside mirror score. 7 moves. 524.
Counterclockwise.
Push black wall. The structure rotates counterclockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now indicates south. Inside mirrors, Oshi, Y, S,
Oshi.
O. Push. Pine. Push pine wall. The pine wall swings open. Inside
Not
mirror
what I
score.
wanted.
7 moves. 526. Close. Pine. Close pine wall. You can't do that to the panel. Inside mirror score. 7 moves. Push. Red. A. Push red wall. The structure rotates clockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now indicates push. Black. Push black wall. The structure rotates counterclockwise. Drop. Oh. Drop pole. Which pole do you need? Short. You're not carrying the short pole. Drop. Long. Drop long pole. You're not carrying the long pole. Lower. Short. Lower short pole.
There we go.
The pole is lowered into the channel. Push. Pine. Push pine wall.
I don't want it to
Pine
swing
wall
open
swings
though.
Inside mirror score. 7 moves. 533.
Maybe it's the mahogany panel, which is the other side I'm supposed to do.
Push. Red. Push red wall. The short pole prevents the structure from rotating. Inside mirror score. Lift. Short. Lift short pole. The pole is now slightly above the floor. Inside push. Red. Push red wall. The structure rotates clockwise.
The pine wall
arrow on the compass
closes.
rose now indicates southwest. Look.
So what is the
Inside
long pole
you are
attached
inside a
to?
rectangular box of wood whose structure is
Pole on the left
rotating.
end and the bar is short,
Side
extending.
The long pole at the center.
Long pole at the center extends from the ceiling through the bar to the circular area in the sole. Has a T-bar. Let's try something different.
Push. Red. Push red wall. The structure rotates clockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now in push red wall. The structure rotates clockwise. Push red wall. The structure rotates clockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now indicates north. Pushing the red panel isn't notably helpful.
Well, to heck with that.
Inside
It's
mirror
helpful
score.
enough.
7 moves. Lift. Short. Lift short pole. The pole cannot be raised further. H. S. Push. Mahogany. Push mahogany panel.
There it is.
The structure sways unsteadily north and stops over another.
The pine
compass
is
rose.
is what I gotta
Inside
open
mirror
with.
score. 7 moves. 542. G. The structure
Oh,
sways
no!
unsteadily north and stops over another compass rose. Suddenly, 2 identical stone hands holding tremendous bludgeons come through the top of the structure and hammer the contents of the box to pulp. That includes you. You have died.
Oops.
You find
I think I have to drop the pole. I think the unsteady part of it
Outside the iron
is what it
bar
was
window,
doing.
You can see a great, fiery pit. Flames leap up and very near. Endless stair score. 7 moves. 500 and S store. I don't know the word S door. Endless stair score. 7 moves. 543. Current directory is E. There are 6 entries. 1. Okay. Engraving.
I think we're getting
score,
this.
7 moves. 501. Look. Engravings room. Open. Secret. Open secret door. The massive stone door opens noiselessly. N. Beam room. Block. Beam. With. Block beam with sword. Block beam D. S. Block beam with repellent. S. Button room. Button room score. Press button. N.
Okay,
Hallway.
we got this now.
This is a part of the long hallway. N. Stone floor. The long pole at the center of the bar.
Lift.
Lift.
I forgot to drop the bar. That's what steadies it. Lift. Short pole.
Lift short pole. The pole is now slightly above the floor. Inside mirror score. 7 moves. 512. Push. Red. Push red wall. The structure rotates clockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now indicate push red wall. Push red wall. The structure rotates clockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now drop. Short. Drop short pole. You're not carrying the short pole. Lower. Short. Lower short pole.
There we
The
go.
pole is lowered into the channel. Inside mirror score. Push. North. H. O. N. Push. H. M. Push. Mahogany. L. Push mahogany panel.
Yes, it's
The
not doing it
structure
unsteadily
slides north and stops
anymore.
over another compass rose. Inside mirror score. N. G. The structure slides north and stops.
Yeah, I
over
forgot to
another
drop the
compass
pole.
rose.
It steadies it.
Inside mirror score. 7 moves. 5 G. The structure slides north and stops over another compass rose. Inside mirror score G. The structure has reached the end of the stone channel and won't budge. Inside mirror score push. White. Push white wall.
Oh.
The short pole prevents the structure from rotating. Lift. Short. Lift short pole. The pole is now slightly above the floor. Inside mirror score F. L. Push. White. Push white wall. The structure rotates
Almost there.
counterclockwise. The arrow on G. The structure rotates counterclockwise. G. The structure rotates counterclockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now indicates
Almost
southwest.
there.
G. The structure rotates counterclockwise. Push. Pine. Push pine panel. N. As you leave, the door swings shut. Dungeon entrance. You are in a north-south hallway which ends, to the north, at a large wooden door. The south side of the room is divided by a wooden wall into small hallways to the southeast and southwest. The wooden door has a barred panel in it at about head height.
All
The door
right.
itself is
End
closed.
game.
Dungeon entrance score, 7 moves, 528.
528 moves.
Knock on door. The knock reverberates along the hall. For a time it seems there will be no answer. Then you hear someone unlatching the small wooden panel. Through the bars of the great door, the wrinkled face of an old man appears. After a moment, he starts to smile broadly. He disappears for an instant and the massive door opens without a sound. The old man motions and you feel yourself drawn toward him.
You know, I think
master of the dungeon.
the April Fool's part of this
I have
was
been watching you
was on
closely
me.
during your journey through the great
I did not
underground
expect to have a
empire.
7-hour stream.
Yes, he says, as if recalling some almost forgotten time.
I thought
We
maybe
have met
3-4
before,
hours
although
at
I
the
may not
most.
appear as I did then.
Not 7
You
hours.
look closely into his deeply lined
But we're almost
eyes
done.
and see the faces of
100%
the old man by
of
the
Zork
secret
1, 2,
door,
and 3.
Your friend at the cliff, and the hooded
And only
figure.
minor stress.
You have shown kindness to the old man, and compassion toward the hooded one. I have seen you display patience in the puzzle and trust at the cliff. You have demonstrated strength, ingenuity, and valor. However, one final test awaits you. Now, command me as you will, and complete your quest. Narrow corridor. You are in a narrow north-south corridor. At the south end is a door and at the north end is an east-west corridor. The door is closed. The dungeon master is quietly leaning on his staff here. Narrow corridor score, 7 moves, 529.
Alrighty. And then I'm going to have a great big meal because I have eaten nothing but snack chips for the last 7 hours. Which reminds me, it's after midnight. I get one last soda before bed. Or not before bed, but I get one last soda before the end of the stream. The April Fool was me. Alright. Master, go north.
Master, go north. I prefer to Master, follow. Master, follow me. You're nuts. Master, follow. Master, follow me.
There we go.
The Dungeon Master answers, I will follow. Narrow corridor score, 7 moves, 532. N. South corridor. You are in an east-west corridor which turns north at its eastern and western ends. The walls are made of the finest marble. An additional passage leads south at the center of the corridor. The Dungeon Master follows you.
Hello,
South
have
corridor
this
score,
too.
7 moves, 533.
Thanks for stopping by. We're almost done. Almost done, finally.
E. East corridor. This is a hall with polished marble walls. It widens slightly as it turns west at its northern and southern ends. The Dungeon Master follows you. East corridor score, 7 moves, 534. N. North corridor. This is a wide east-west corridor which opens onto a northern parapet at its center. You can see flames and smoke as you peer towards the parapet. The corridor turns south at either end, and in the center of the south wall is a heavy wooden door with a small window barred with iron. The door is closed. The Dungeon Master follows you. North corridor score, 7 moves, 535. N. Parapet. You are standing behind a stone retaining wall which rims a large parapet overlooking a fiery pit. It is difficult to see through the smoke and flame which fills the pit, but it seems to be more or less bottomless. The pit itself is circular, about 200 feet in diameter, and is fashioned of roughly hewn stone. The flames generate considerable heat, so it is rather uncomfortable standing here. There is an object here which looks like a sundial. On it are an indicator arrow and, in the center, a large button. On the face of the dial are numbers 1 through 8. The indicator points to the number 1. To the south, across a narrow corridor, is a prison cell. The Dungeon Master follows you. Parapet score, N, D, Aster, stay here. I don't know the Master, stay here. The Dungeon Master answers, I will stay. Type name of save game, and hit enter, escape to cancel. Okay. Parapet score.
I don't remember exactly
moves,
the numbers I need for this, but I remember how to finish it. So,
S.
south.
North corridor. S. Open door. S. Prison cell. You are in a featureless prison cell. You can see an east-west corridor outside the open wooden door in front of you. Your view also takes in the parapet, and behind, a large, fiery pit. The Dungeon Master is standing on the parapet, leaning on his wooden staff. His keen gaze is fixed on you and he looks somewhat tense, as if waiting for something to happen. Prison cell score, 7 moves. Master, press 4, Master, R, O, F.
And crash. Another crash. Well, I'm glad I saved.
Current directory is C, Program Files, x86, WinFritzs.
I'm glad I just saved right
Directory
there.
for supported games. Or escape to quit.
I'm gonna be dreaming of this voice all night long. Where are you? Zork 3. Data.
There are 1 entries in the list.
No, not Zork 2. We're right at the end and it crashes.
What is the title of this new game? As in a dream, you see yourself tumbling down a grate. Current directory is E, Documents, Virtual Machines, and Directories, DOS Box. There are 7 entries, 1215.
There we go.
Okay. Parapet score, 7 moves, 537. Look. Parapet. You are standing behind a stone retaining wall which rims a large parapet overlooking a fiery pit. It is difficult to see through the smoke and flame which fills the pit, but it seems to be more or less
You missed a
bottomless.
crash.
The pit itself is circular,
The system crashed
about
on me.
200 feet in diameter, and is fashioned of roughly hewn stone. The flames generate considerable heat, so it is rather uncomfortable standing here. There is an object here which looks like a sundial. On it are an indicator arrow and, in the center, a large button. On the face of the dial are numbers 1 through 8. The indicator points to the number 1. To the south, across a narrow corridor, is a prison cell. The dungeon master is quietly leaning on his staff here. Parapet score, S. S. The cell door, open cell door, S. Prison cell. You are in a featureless prison cell. You can see an east-west corridor outside the open wooden door in front of you. Your view also takes in the parapet, and behind, a large, fiery pit. The dungeon master is standing on the parapet, leaning on his wooden staff. His keen gaze is fixed on you and he looks somewhat tense, as if waiting for something to happen. Prisons, close. Close door. The cell door is now closed. Master, turn, dial, 2. Master, turn dial to 4. If you wish, he replies. Prison cell score, look. Prison cell. You are in a featureless prison cell. You can see through the small window in the closed door in front of you the parapet, and, behind that, smoke and flames rising from
He's
a fiery
supposed
pit.
to...
The dungeon master is standing on the parapet, leaning on his wooden staff. Open door. N. Parapet. Look. Parapet. You are standing behind a stone retaining wall which rims a large parapet overlooking a fiery pit. It is difficult to see through the smoke and flame which fills the pit, but it seems to be more or less bottomless. The pit itself is circular.
Turn the dial to
200
4.
feet in diameter,
Oh,
and is
button.
fashioned of rough
Duh.
hewn stone. S. You can't S. Close. O. Close door. The cell door is now closed. Press B S P. Master. Press. Master, press button. If you wish, he replies. Prison cell. You are in a bare prison cell. Its wooden door is securely fastened, and you can see only flames and smoke through its small window. N. You can't go that way. L. Look. Prison cell.
So
You are in a bare prison cell.
it's supposed to move me
Its
to
wooden
the
door is securely
south
fastened, and you can see only
into the
flames and
prison
smoke through
cell.
its small window. Prison cell score, 7 moves, 556.
So I screwed that up. I thought I had to move it to 4 and have him press the button. So I'm locked out because of that. So let's restore that. Try it
Current
backwards.
directory is E. Documents, virtual machines, and directories. DOS box. Complete infocom. Failed. Prison cell score. Current directory is E. Document. There are 7 entries in the list. 1,200.
Let's try that backwards then.
Okay. Look. Parapet. You are standing behind a stone retaining wall. Turn. Dial. 2. Turn dial to 4. The dial now. Press button. The button depresses with a slight click, and pops back. S. Open door. In. There we go in. What do you want to go in? Cell. Prison cell. Close door. Master, turn, F, dial, 2. Master, turn dial to 8. If you wish, press button. You can't see, Master, press button. If you wish, he replies. Prison cell. You are in a bare prison cell. Its wooden door is securely fastened, and you can see only flames and smoke through its small window. On the south wall is a bronze door which seems to be closed.
There it is.
You notice that the cell door is now closed. Prison cell score, 7 moves, 504. Open. Door, W-O-D-O. Bronze, dues, with.
Dues.
Open bronze door with key. The bronze door is locked. Unlock. Bronze. Unlock bronze door. Key. The key seems to mold itself to the shape of the lock. With a mere twist of your hand, the massive bolt gives way. Click open. E, X, bronze, open bronze door. On the other side of the bronze door is a narrow passage which opens out into a larger area. Prison cell score, 7 moves.
This is it. This is the end. 100% run of Zork 1, 2, and 3 for April Fool's Day. 7 hours later. 7.5 hours later. I was not expecting that.
S. Treasury of Zork. This is a large room, richly appointed in a style that bespeaks exquisite taste. To judge from its contents, It is the ultimate storehouse of the wealth of the great underground empire. There are chests here containing precious jewels, mountains of Zork myths, rare paintings, ancient statuary, and beguiling curios. On one wall is an annotated map of the empire, showing the locations of various troves of treasure, and of several superior scenic views. On a desk at the far end of the room may be found stock certificates representing a controlling interest in Frabas Co. International, the multinational conglomerate and parent company of the Frabas Magic Boat Co., etc. As you gleefully examine your newfound riches, the dungeon master materializes beside you, and says, "Now that you have solved all the mysteries of the dungeon, it is time for you to assume your rightly earned place in the scheme of things. Long have I waited for one capable of releasing me from my burden." He taps you lightly on the head with his staff, mumbling a few well-chosen spells, and you feel yourself changing, growing older and more stooped. For a moment there are two identical mages standing among the treasure, then your counterpart dissolves into a mist and disappears, a sardonic grin on his face. Press any key to continue. For a moment you are relieved, safe in the knowledge that you have at last completed your quest in Zork. You begin to feel the vast powers and lore at your command and thirst for an opportunity to use them. Your potential is 7 of a possible 7 in 549 moves. Hit any key to exit.
The end. We're done. That was Zork. 1, 2, and 3, everyone. Good job. Thanks for sticking with me. Please pat yourself on the back for staying so long. Good job, everyone. Everyone gets a ham for Christmas for sticking around for this one. I super appreciate it. We're done. I didn't expect it to take that long, honestly. The good news is, it's only 12:30 for me. I don't go to bed till 4 anyway, sometimes 5. You're not getting a ham, Dean. No, everyone gets a ham but you. You don't get a ham. And that's it for this. I had a lot of fun with this. It was fun to put Zork up there. One of the reasons why I did this is that there's a good chance that if we decide to keep doing the streams after the console tests, we're going to do MS-DOS games. I've actually got this set up now to show MS-DOS stuff, the 320x200 stuff. I don't think any of it's actually set up at this point. I can't show you like the old SF Gen game or anything, but if we do decide to keep streaming after the tests are done, we've got things like Epic Pinball and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo PC and all these other DOS games that we can play as part of the stream now. So I could do Ski Free. Well, that's Windows. That's Windows. I haven't decided if I'm going to do Windows games yet because I'm not sure if that's too new, quote unquote new. I mean, Ski Free's Windows 3.1. Maybe Windows 3.1 games I'll allow. We'll see. As it is, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do Scorched Earth if we do that, because that one I just press the button and walk away for 3 hours and let the computer kill itself.